everyone, today I'm here to do a video talking all about the books I need to read in 2017. 2016 is rapidly coming to an end, like very soon, and it makes me look at my to be read shelf and it makes me cringe because there's so many books on my to be read shelf, which is a lot for me. Like I've said in videos before, it may not be a lot to you, it may be too much, it is a lot for me. I get overwhelmed very easily. I did one of these videos actually around in summer, I want to say. I called it books on my TBR pile, and it pretty much showed you all the books on my TBR pile. I put a goal on myself to finish those books either at the end of 2016 or like mid 2017. So I thought I'd do like an update on that, or just really, you know, books I really want to read in 2017. These are strictly the books I really want to read in 2017. They are obviously not going to include new releases. These are just books that are on my TBR shelf that I really want to and like need to get to in 2017. So this video is to show you all the shame I have in my TBR pile and to help motivate me so I can look back on it and be like, why haven't you read that yet? And it's not a ton. They're only about 16, 17, which is not a ton. So hopefully I can read all these in 2017. Maybe not. Maybe some of them will not even be on this list anymore. Some of them I may just get rid of. I don't know, but I just wanted to put this video out there to show you what books on my TBR pile and what books I really plan to read in 2017. Like, this is gonna happen. I'm gonna make it happen. Anyway, enough of a long intro. Let's get right on into it. The first book I have was on my last video, of course, and that is The Last Star by Rick Yancey. This is the third and final book in the Fifth Wave trilogy. I love the Fifth Wave. I didn't like the Infinite Star so much, and I've tried reading this literally 5 times, maybe more. And as soon as I started, I feel like it's so different from the other two. I feel like I'm not even reading the same story. I don't know if I'm the only one that feels that way, but regardless, I've read the first 2 books of the trilogy. I need to read the third one. I need to finish it because I do like the trilogy. It's not the worst one I've ever read. I love the Fifth Wave. It's one of my all-time favorite books, but I need to read this. I think the not liking Infinite Star and really not liking the movie at all made me hesitate about this, and I need to read this. If you've read this, let me know. Does it wrap it up nicely? Did you hate it? Let me know, but it's gonna happen. 2017 is gonna be the year I finish the Fifth Wave trilogy. The next book is a relatively new one, and that is Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. This is the second and last book in the Six of Crows duology. I read Six of Crows a couple months ago, and I need to read this one. I really don't think I'll have any qualms with reading this at all. It'll probably be one of the first books I read in 2017. I know this will be read for sure, so I'm not worried about this book on this list at all. Then we have one that has been daunting me for like 2 or 3 years now, and that is the Young Elites trilogy by Marie Lu. I have all 3 books. I have the Young Elites, the Rogue Society, and the newly released Midnight Star. I have heard so many amazing things about this trilogy, and the Legend trilogy is one of my all-time favorite trilogies, so why have I not picked this up? There is no good reason for me not to pick this up. And usually I'm pretty good, but no, I'm like all behind. Like, I haven't read a single book in this trilogy. I'm making this like one of my goals for 2017. Like, this is gonna happen. It has to happen. But 2017, I'm gonna read this. There is no reason why I have not read this. Not a single one. And the next book's another relatively new one, and that's Faithful by Alice Hoffman. This is a quick contemporary women's fiction read, so I'm not worried about it. If I don't read it, I'm not gonna really beat myself up about it. I'm interested in it, but I just want to put that on there because I do plan to read it in 2017. Hopefully it happens. Next one is one I'm not worried about. Like, I know I'll read it 100% for sure, and that is The Chemist by Stephanie Meyer. I mean, I have to read this. This is probably gonna be my January TBR, to be honest with you. So the next book's actually an arc, and that is Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. This is the first book in her new series. I don't know, honestly. I haven't read anything by Laini Taylor. I know, it's horrible. I've heard amazing things about it, and it comes out in March, so I need to, you know, use the awesome chance I have that I have an arc of it to read it, and I do plan to read it, so hopefully it'll happen. One is one I have really been wanting to read for years. This is the first time I've ever owned it. I've checked it out from the library multiple times, especially when I first started BookTube. This is a really popular book, but having it now, owning it, I'm like, 2017 is gonna be the year I read Unwind by Neal Shusterman. This is the first book in the 4-book series, I want to say. I'm not sure, but I've heard amazing things about it. It's that creepy, eerie book, and I just really want to read it. I'm going to make this a necessity for 2017. Another women's fiction book is The Mothers by Britt Bennett. I've been hearing amazing things about this book. This is her debut novel. This is such a diverse, amazing read I've heard about, so I really want to read it in 2017. The other book is Highly Illogical Behavior by John Corey Whaley. I've heard amazing things about John Corey Whaley. I think I have another book on his Yeah, I think I have another book on this TBR by him, so maybe I'll just do like a John Corey Whaley month and just read like 2 or 3 of his books because they've been on my TBR pile forever. The cover is so bright and cool, but I've heard amazing things about it. It's short, there's no good reason for me not to read it, as with all of these books. This book is It's What I Do by Lindsay Otera. This is a photographer's life of love and war. I actually got this for Christmas last year and I still have not read it. It's like a photography memoir. I'm a photographer. There is literally no reason why I have not read this yet, but I need to. It's got tons of amazing pictures in it. Why? I say that with all these books. Why have I not read you? Silver Bay by Jojo Moyes. I actually have another one on this list that's being lent out to a friend that I haven't read that I'm going to put on here. It is The Girl You Left Behind. So I have 2 Jojo Moyes books. I know I'll read these. I love Jojo Moyes. I read like 3 or 4 books by her this year, so I just need to really read all of her books, honestly. And there's that other John Corey Whaley book, and that is Noggin. I started this book, never finished it. It was interesting. I just had another book to read at the time, so yeah, John Corey Whaley will probably happen soon. As a contemporary, it's been on my TBR pile forever, and that's the problem with forever. See what I did there? By Jennifer L. Armitage. I think I haven't read this book because I've been hearing mixed reviews about it, so I've just been kind of like, I'll pick it up when I pick it up, but I don't, and that's kind of how I feel about it now. If you've read it, let me know. Is it amazing or is it not? Let me know. Tyranny of Petticoats. This is 15 stories of belles, bank robbers, and other badass girls. And this is like literally 15 short stories. I do love anthologies a lot, and yeah, I need to read this one. Maybe I'll just, take this in stride, like read one story one night and then another, just kind of do it slowly and still read another book while I'm doing it. But I don't have any problems with this being on my list because I think I will read it. It's one of those books that's on my TBR pile, and I know I will get to it, but I'm just not in any rush to get to it. The next one is Replica by Lauren Oliver. Again, this is one I'm not worried about being on my list because I know I'll read it because I do enjoy Lauren Oliver's writing, and I've heard really good things about this one. If you haven't heard, this is a flip book, so you can read it from Lyra's point of view or you can read it from Gemma's point of view. I think I'm going to start with Gemma and then I'm going to read Lyra, so interesting, and I am just excited to see how this one goes. This book is The Diabolic by S.J. Kincaid. This is another sci-fi book. This is a sci-fi book, and I really need to read it strictly for the fact because I do enjoy sci-fi, but I don't read too much of it. Like, I wanted to do a sci-fi recommends videos and I only had like 4 books to talk about, and I was like, I should probably read more before I make a recommendations video, obviously, and I've just heard good things about it, so I need to read it, obviously. This book is one that I forget is on my TBR pile because I do need to read it, but it sits like kind of in the background of my videos for like, oh, it looks so pretty, but I still need to read it. And that is Little Woman by Louisa May Alcott. This is a beautiful edition. It is a hunk of a book, but the print's pretty big. And yeah, I've heard amazing things about it. Again, I need to read a classic. I'm actually reading a classic right now. Yay. But yeah, I need to read this one. I've heard amazing things, like I've said, for all of these books. The last one on my list is a middle grade novel, and that is Furthermore by Tahara Mafi. This, I've heard amazing things about this book. I just can't wait to read it. I have read her Shadow Me trilogy, and I did really enjoy it, especially Warner. Warner was the best part of that whole trilogy. So I really want to read this one. It's a middle grade one. I've heard full of whimsical, fun things, and I just really want to get to it in 2017. All of them. I want to say that was 20 books, which isn't too bad. I think, this year I read like over 60, which is phenomenal for me. So I think I know I can read these. If I put my mind to it, I can do it. I just wanted to share with you that list. If you're overwhelmed with your TBR pile, you are not alone. I am the same, but I know we can make 2017 great if we just start early, like I'm already envisioning it now. If you have read any of these books that I talked about, please let me know, because you will help me decide which one goes up on the top list first to help me get through it. And maybe I'll do another one of these update videos midway through the year to let you know, hey, I've read them all, or hey, I read none of them, because that would be depressing. But let me know your thoughts about that. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, sorry for the noise, and be sure to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.